Everybody, this is week 1, and week 1 the reading is Why is this river green? And this is from your Scholastic from week 1, and I'm going to be reading this for you so that way whenever you want to read it, you can just hit play and you can read it with me. So as I'm reading, you're reading, we're both reading together, and you can listen to this video every single day since you have to read it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because this is the book for this week. Remember, the more you read, the faster you get, the smoother you sound, and the better reader you will be. Okay, so follow along as I read. Why is this river green? On St. Patrick's Day, the Chicago River turns bright green. Find out how it gets that way. How to turn a river green. As you read, think about the steps it takes to make the Chicago River green. So I'm going to be reading here. Again, you have this paper. So follow along as I read, okay? On St. Patrick's Day, you see a lot of green. People wear green and eat green foods. That's because St. Patrick's Day celebrates the country of Ireland, and green makes people think of Ireland's green countryside. In the city of Chicago, people celebrate St. Patrick's Day in a shocking way. They dye a whole river green. How do they do it? Step 1, get leprechaun dust. So I'm over here in this text feature. Do you remember this text feature? It's a heading. So step 1, get leprechaun dust. A team of about 8 people work together to dye the river green. They use a powder called leprechaun dust to do it. What is leprechaun dust? That's a secret. The workers won't tell anyone how to make it. Here's one thing we do know. Leprechaun dust is actually orange. So how does it make water green? That's another St. Patrick's Day secret. Step 2, pour it in. On St. Patrick's Day morning, the workers get on a boat. They travel down the river and pour it out, the leprechaun dust. As soon as the orange powder touches the water turns green. There's one problem with leprechaun dust. It's messy. It gets everywhere. By the end of the day, the workers are covered in orange dye. It's all over their clothes. Their fingernails are orange too. They will stay that way for weeks. Step 3, mix it up. Now the river is green in the spots where the workers poured the leprechaun dust. But they want the whole river to be green. They need to stir it up. Another boat goes back and forth across the river. It stirs up the water and disperses the leprechaun dust. That means it spreads the dye through the water. After about 45 minutes, the river is bright green. It spreads. Spread quiere decir que se riega. Todo se riega. Step 4, let it fade. Will the river be green forever? Nope. The color fades after a few days. The workers say the dye doesn't harm the water or the environment. Soon, the river will be back to normal. The tricky leprechaun dust will have disappeared. We may never know what's in leprechaun dust. We may never know why it makes water turn green. But we know one thing. We'll see it every year on St. Patrick's Day. So here are some captions that talk about the picture. And you may want to look at those. Because remember, nonfiction books give you information in more than one way. So here it says, the workers pour dye into the water. So that's how they do it. Here it says, some of the leprechaun dust gets on the boat and turns it orange. So as you see, the dust is actually orange, but then it hits the water and it turns green. And the last caption says, The river the river stays green for a few days. But does it always stay green? You tell me. So on the back, there are 4 questions and a bonus that you can answer, and then we can review them during our Zoom meeting. Okay? So number 1 is, what is a shamrock? Is it an instrument, a plant, or a flag? 2, where are there parades on St. Patrick's Day? Is it only in Chicago, only in Ireland, or in many cities? Number 3, which of these colors is not on the Irish flag? Blue, green, or white? And then number 4 is, what do people do with pipe bags? Put water in them, carry food in them, play them. And the bonus is, why do you think people wave Irish flags on St. Patrick's Day? So I see a lot of questions about the flag, and as you see, this is the Irish flag. It says flags. The Irish flag has 3 stripes. They're green, white, and orange. People wave flags of all sizes. Shamrocks. Shamrocks are plants with 3 leaves. So like the one the doggy has on his head, those are shamrocks. They look like clovers. Some people and dogs wear shamrocks. And the last one is the pipe bag. Many cities have parades on St. Patrick's Day. People march and play on instruments called pipe bag. So it is a type of instrument. All right, so boys and girls, don't forget to answer the questions on the back and read this every day so you can become a faster, smoother reader. Goodbye.